When you pledge just $40 to
earlymorningmob.com Golden Show,
you can provide a family of 4 with one nutritious meal a day for 4.
Like, comment, and share, and download, everybody. Golden Show, music and topics. Golden Debate Show, this show, news and topics. earlymorningmob.com, like, comment, share, and download to infinity and motherfucker beyond.
The Golden Debate Show. The Golden Debate Show. Yeah, the Golden Debate Show. The Golden Show. Wow. Golden Debate Show. We won't talk about this. Talk about the Golden Debate Show. Yeah, the Golden Debate Show. The Golden Show. Wow. Golden Debate Show. We won't talk about this. Talk about
In Iowa, we have a unique GOP Senate candidate. It's State Senator Joni Ernst, so she's now going to run for U.S. Senate, and she's got a very unique way of doing it. Take it away, Joni.
I'm Joni Ernst. I grew up castrating hogs on an Iowa farm, so when I get to Washington, I'll know how to cut pork.
Joni Ernst, mother, soldier, conservative.
My parents taught us to live within our means. It's time to force Washington to do the same. To cut wasteful spending, repeal Obamacare, and balance the budget. I'm Joni Ernst, and I approve this message because Washington's full of big spenders. Let's make them squeal.
Well, that will make a lot of people squeal. I'm not sure it's the message that she wants to deliver there. Well, look, she stands out, okay, no question about that. Stood out doing that ad. Now everybody's talking about her. Maybe mission accomplished in that sense. In the end, I'm not quite sure if it's going to work or not.
I'm
I
all
do know
lit.
that it made
Those
every male
elements
in
mixed in the
Iowa
lab combined
uncomfortable.
powerfully.
And I think that she might be, better known as the ball cutter going forward. So I'm not sure that's the reputation that she wants, but maybe it is. She is a Republican. So maybe she doesn't mind being known as one. I'll cut your nutsack off. Okay. You sent me to Washington. Snip, snip, snip all day long.
So this next clip is from the Joe Rogan Experience. You should check it out.
Hey, look, I'm no big fan of Washington. I'm not sure I'd go that far.
Let's say I'm some knowledge every now and then.
This is where the tempo starts to pick up. And this is where I'll remember this moment for the rest of my fucking life. I was sitting there in a t-shirt and gym shorts. Sitting there with a t-shirt and gym shorts, and my mouth was wide open. And a minute ago, I was asleep. And then all of a sudden, I'm hit with like the purest version of what we love about entertainment, about art, about expression. This motherfucker's in the zone. And here is this, he asked the Roots to take in.
Hey, Golden, come and sit down now.
He gets up and stands up like he's going to be closer with them. And you can see they're enjoying it too. And everything just kicks up to the next level. And the audience just starts going fucking crazy. They're going crazy. Yeah. He sings it 3 times.
That's crazy.
It was fucking beautiful. And when they pull away, the audience is standing up and they're all on their feet. And there's not a guy with a sign, stand up, clap, applaud. Like if you go to those, if you go to Tonight Show's taping, at least the old ones, they used to have a guy who would tell you when to applaud. There's signs would light up, or a guy would like hold up a sign.
That's crazy.
That was some beautiful shit, right?
That was amazing. And I love the Roots.
God damn, I love them. I love the band. I love Jimmy Fallon, but I love that moment. That moment is that I'll never forget that. Sitting by myself, gym shorts.
I'm all lit.
So sweaty.
Elements mixed in the lab combined powerful.
It comes on, and I'm just like, God damn! I just saw something. I just saw a fucking shooting star. I saw an asteroid hit. I saw some freaky shit. You know, I mean, that's crazier than an asteroid. That's only happened once. Asteroids have hit you many times. You know, I mean, how many times has there been a big hole slammed into in the earth because a rock fell from the sky? A lot. How many times has U2 been on the Jimmy Fallon Show? Once. U2 was on the Jimmy Fallon Show one time ever. And it was the first time. There's only one first time ever in the whole universe that U2 is going to be on the Jimmy Fallon Show.
That's crazy.
Unless you believe
Bada
in
bing, bada
true
boom,
infinity. And that's the monkey wrench. Because true infinity means
There's a lot of
if
gold
there
in the
is a you, that the world is what you see, everything exists in the exact same form, not only once, but infinitely. So not only are there so many possibilities in the concept of infinity meaning infinite possibilities. We can't even imagine what that means. Right. What that means is that everything that you've ever experienced, everything that I've ever experienced, you looking exactly like you looking exactly like you with the same creepy dude who tried to sneak you into the woods to see a fucking largemouth bass, all of that exists in the exact same order, in the exact same form, in an infinite number of times. So that's how crazy infinity is. Wrap your fucking head around that.
I'm trying to. I'm like, wait a second.
So somewhere out there, there is.
Playing
it's not just one
show right now.
Right again. There. Not only that, U2 is playing. You're not supposed to say U2. It's like U2. I say it like U2. Shouldn't say it that way. But U2 right now is probably playing an infinite amount of times all over the universe, and at the exact same moment. At the exact same moment, the exact same words are coming out of the exact same mouth. That experience, everything that has ever happened, the idea of that never happening again.
Exactly like you on the other side of the world.
For sure. Not on the other side of the world, but on the other side of the universe. The idea of everything that has ever happened being unique in comparison to the creation of the world is so preposterous. The idea that we're so fucking important because we are able of saying, capable of talking, capable of explaining how important we are. But the idea that we are any weirder than a black hole or a sun, I mean, it's ridiculous. So the idea of human civilization happening in the exact same order everywhere, we'd be like, how is that possible? But how would it be possible for there to be other planets? That's way crazier. There's a fucking shit ton of those, dude. Yeah. How would it be possible that there's water in space? Oh, there's a lot of it. In fact, that's what you see when you see a comet, stupid. You're seeing water flying off the back of that thing. That's water. That's a fucking Earth-sized chunk of water flying through space. Holy shit. You know, yeah, the whole thing is nuts. It's not nuts that you don't exist not just once, but an infinite amount of times. That's more likely than a star. That's more likely than a black hole. It's more likely than just the idea of people breathing air and staying alive and fish sucking air out of water and some fucking weird contraption called gills. That's nuts. All of it's nuts. The fact that it exists the same place in the same form all over the universe in an infinite amount of times in exactly the same order, that seems like likely. If you think how nuts it is. That's why when you see a moment like U2 on the Jimmy Fallon Show singing that song, like you're witnessing a universal, unique moment. Universal through everything, through the whole thing. Like that feeling you get when you get goosebumps, the whole universe got goosebumps for that.
Well, and it's interesting that you woke up for it. It's like you're in tune with that kind of thing.
No, I got lucky. I probably had a pee. I drank a lot of coconut water. I drank some of that delicious C2O coconut water. I probably had a pee. Most likely. But maybe not. I mean, I'm not convinced that reality's real. I'm not convinced you guys are even here.
We're not.
Me neither.
No, we're not.
All this YouTube internet stuff is kind of an approximation of it, because now we just watched it again and we're experiencing it in a different way, but that moment has been captured.
Yeah.
And that moment can now repeat itself in our controlled medium, right? So maybe this is us piecing together all these things that you're talking about.
I hope if you see it, the first time you see it, it's before I said anything about it to you. The last thing I want is to flavor that moment with my own, I think that was just a tremendous performance. If somebody sees it and you hear me talking about it, shut it off and go watch the real thing. Don't, if somebody puts it on YouTube,
we
watch
can be
the real
flavored
thing.
by something. Might as well be flavored by Joe.
Oh, please. Maybe salt would be better. Salt and a little cumin.
Flavored by Joe.
It's really good for you.
Tamarind.
It's an anti-inflammatory.
Oh, God.
I'm all in. Those warp elements mixed in the
do you
lab,
guys
combined
feel those
powerfully.
moments on stage and realize that you're tapping into something unique when that happens, when you hit that we were talking about it when we were playing pool. Like sometimes you just hit this weird stride where everything's just falling into place and it feels like automatic. And you know that there's that moment. I'm sure it's got to be very similar to the moment like that in comedy with your music. There's got to be moments where you guys are just flowing, you know?
So I gotta set up this Ukraine is a guy who dresses up like motherfucking Darth Vader or something. Surprisingly, tell me that situation.
Wounded, I am your father.
При новом порядке наши самые сокровенные убеждения будут надежно защищены. Мы будем хранить наши идеалы силой оружия. Мы не уступим и пяти нашей земли. Я поведу империю к славе не
beating people up and there's fights, and it's not always killing people. And now there's 4 or 5 FBI agents interviewing an unarmed dude he's armed with a kitchen table and I guess a broomstick, a pole. There's no specifics on the pole. And they have to shoot him in the back of the head. Come on. Whatever.
And you think I've always, in the movies, it's one of those situations that occurs. The FBI guy put his gun down, take his jacket off.
Yeah, right.
And then get into a hand-to-hand with him.
Yes. Yeah, I'll show you.
A broomstick. What's the worst that could happen?
I'm telling you.
Yeah, well.
Meanwhile,
I had a couple of things as we're on this with the Holland thing. Ukraine did come up in the conversation.
Yeah, it did. That's pretty much all that it was about, wasn't it?
I think so.
Did you see Kerry with the Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov, what he gave him?
What did he give him?
2 large Idaho potatoes. That was his gift.
It looks like his head.
Yeah. He said, here, look at these and you can think of me.
Yeah, because you can't grow potatoes in a place like Russia.
It's the weirdest thing.
All they grow.
What kind of gift is that?
It's like Obama giving the Queen a CD of
himself.
Speeches.
Yeah.
His selfies.
Yes. I'm all in. Those warp elements mixed in the lab, combined powerfully.
Dicks. We have no culture. Here's a potato. Thanks, man.
Here's a funny thing that happened right during the event, actually during the G7, that interrupted the news story. This is the North Korea story, and this got, as far as I can tell, it was an attempt to get some traction. Nothing came of it.
The Bank of the West Sports Report is next on KPIX 5.
And this just in, North Korea has fired 2 ballistic missiles. CNN reports they fell into the Sea of Japan. The South Koreans believe the missile launch is a message to President Obama and other G7 leaders meeting in the Netherlands right now.
Did it have a little thing on the side, spray painted? Like,
what was the message?
Barack? What was the message?
What was the message? Was it in the missile? Did somebody have to go fish it out of the water?
We're coming up short. Is that the message?
Make a phone call instead?
Well, did you see Marie Harf? She was back on the stage.
Oh, I haven't seen her for a while.
She's not. Yeah, she's been out for a while. Of course, Jen's been busy.
Jen's, I think, is an egomaniac, and she's taking all the jobs.
Yeah, of course, Marie Harf is the girl who sounds like.
And this one time at band camp, I stuck a flute in my pussy.
And she had the funniest little bit. There was almost no one there, which is why I guess she was pushed out. And I got to tell you, the more I look at her, the more kind of sexy I find her. And she had a sweater on, which is kind of low cut. And she has this, it's a really geeky thing that's, I don't know, something about her that I kind of dig it. And here's the foreign policy regarding Ukraine from our State Department for the press of the world.
The only other thing I have at the top is, I'm sure many of you just saw the president's speech, which focused much of it on Ukraine, focused on the world speaking with one voice about the truth about what's happening there.
Truth!
And bringing the international community together.
No, wait, listen for the truth.
Together to make clear what is happening. So you're going to see 2 photos behind me. As part of our commitment, you might recognize these 2 gentlemen. As part of our commitment to mobilizing the international community in support of Ukraine.
How are we going to mobilize the international community in support of Ukraine, John? Do you have any idea?
sanctions.
Oh, no!
We are coordinating with our partners and allies a global social media campaign with the hashtag United for Ukraine.
There you go. Hashtag United for Ukraine. That's how we're getting everybody together.
We are asking the world to show their support for Ukraine on social media by using the hashtag, as I just said, United for Ukraine.
I'm all in.
Take
Those warp
action
elements
by sending
mixed in the
US
lab,
Department
combined
accounts
powerfully.
tweets with pictures showing how committed we are to this.
Send tweets with pictures showing how committed you are. United for Ukraine. Hashtag United for Ukraine.
You're listening to The Golden Show.
As the president said, no amount of propaganda can make right what the world knows.
Yeah, what is this then? This is not propaganda.
But tell me why you feel so strongly, you and other members of the Senate Democratic Caucus and the Women's Caucus, that this part of Obamacare should be left intact for the women who need it.
Well, the question to me is very compelling. Should a private CEO, a corporation, or their shareholders' religious rights trump the right of employees? And as someone who has been here when we passed the RFRA law, the Freedom of Religious Act, as well as the Health Care Act, and have fought hard to make sure that women have access to the right kinds of health care, and it's their choice, not their employer's choice. As sitting in that court today, it was stunning to me to recognize that 9 people are going to make that decision and will decide for a long time to come whether women have to question when they go to work every day what the shareholders of that company's religious views could be.
Next clip, Jacqueline Glenn, YouTube. She's not only
Big
hot,
Bang
she brings
breakthrough
up some
rocked the
interesting stuff.
science
She's an
world.
atheist,
See
like
how
I
it
said,
can
everybody
also
should believe
support
their own
biblical
stuff, open minds
beliefs.
on
But I
everything.
don't know, if anything counts as proof, this might as well too. I took my mom's dog for a walk this morning and he took a shit like right away. Proof. I have a website with awesome t-shirts. Proof. I think cats are proof that I'm Wolverine. If I walk through a spider web, does that prove that I'm Spider-Man? So I was reading this amazing article, and I'll leave a link to it in the description below. I was reading at the bottom, the lady who wrote it, her name is Leslie Wickman, and it's giving her credentials here, and it's talking her up a little bit. She's the director of the Center for Research in Science at Azusa Pacific University. So I was kind of curious. I decided to Google the university, see what it's about. This university is a private, interdenominational, evangelical Christian university, so that explains, like, everything. So she starts off by talking about the evidence that was recently found for inflation. It's a new discovery that traces gravity waves, and it affirms scientific concepts in the fields of cosmology, general relativity, and particle physics. But then she goes on to say that the new discovery also has significant implications for the Judeo-Christian worldview, offering strong support for biblical beliefs. Why is it always a Christian
Those
God?
warp
Why isn't
elements
this
mixed in the
evidence
lab,
for
combined
Thor? Why does it have to be
powerfully.
a God at all? Why can't it be evidence for the almighty ham and cheese sandwich? I mean, to be honest, I give her credit for accepting the Big Bang Theory at all, even though it kind of destroys completely the whole Garden of Eden original
You're listening to The Golden Show.
The obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens, and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night. This station and hundreds of other radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country are pooling their resources through an emergency network hookup to keep you informed of all developments.
The ghost and the darkness have come.
He's here. Sayonara, see you at the fucking flip side. We ghosted. Like, comment, share, and download. Better the host, casting sources, and there's only to keep free thought alive. Golden Show. Stay golden, everybody. Open minds and empty ones. Like, comment, share, and download. Good journey. I would say on some crazy research shit, you gotta look up Woody Allen / Mia Farrow's not just kid. Rodney Farrow. He's works for one of these big media companies. The kid graduated fucking high school at like 11 or something. But yeah, they tried to say they named Frankie Sinatra. It is. I get golden bitch. Definitely out there. We're talking about draw the line. MC better fuck with bitch. Coming after that. Golden Show. Golden Bro.